Hi everyone, welcome to NanoElearn and back to Python tutorial series. In my previous session, we have learnt about how we can use tuples and sets in Python programming along with a practical demo. In today's video, I will talk about how to use data types in Python programming along with the practical demo. Before that, make sure to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever new content is uploaded. If you would like to know complete and clear information about different data types that are used in Python programming, also a clear practical demo, please watch this video completely till the end. Let's get started. Data types in Python. Data types are very important, crucial concept used in Python programming. We know that while we are working in a real-time project, it is very important or crucial to know which type of data we'll be using so that it can help process the data in that particular format. So unless we are not using a particular data in relevant to that particular format, we'll foresee errors while working in a project. Hence, it is very crucial concept used in Python. What are the built-in data types that are in Python programming? They are numeric type, which comprise int, float and complex types. Boolean type, which is bool type. Test type, that is string type, comes under test type. Sequence type, it comprises list, tuple, range. And we have set type, comprise set type. Dictionary type consists of dictionary. None type has the none data type. What are numeric types? Int are integers which are whole numbers which are non-fractional numbers. Float are floating point numbers which are decimal point numbers. Complex numbers, example, if you take a complex number k is equal to x plus yz. Here generally in mathematics we will use I in place of j, but in Python we use j. Boolean type or bool, which are used to evaluate different expressions which are true or false. Text type. String type comes under text type here. Python doesn't have a character data type. A string character is also a string with a length of 1. A string is a collection of one or more characters in Python programming. Sequence type. It comprises of list, tuple and range. What are lists? We already learnt about lists, tuples and sets in our previous sessions. Lists are used to store multiple items in a single variable. It uses square brackets. These are ordered and changeable. Tuples. These are also used to multiple data items in a single variable. These uses normal brackets. These are ordered and unchangeable. And range. It returns a sequence of numbers starting from 0 by default in Python. What are set type? It comprises of set data type. It is used to store multiple items again in a single variable. These are uses curly brackets. These are unordered and unindexed. The none type is none. Usually in other languages we use null to store no value. Here in Python programming we use none data type. And the last one is dictionary type. This data type is used to store values in key or value pairs. It is a collection which is unordered, changeable and doesn't allow any duplicates. It uses curly brackets. These are some useful URL links. Let us try to understand using a practical demo. You need to open Python IDE. Let me start with the numeric data type. We all know that the numeric data types has int, float and complex type. Let us see how we can understand this. See, x is, I am taking a value of x and I am assigning it with a value 10, which is of integer. It is of int data type. How we can know that? I am trying to fetch the type of x. Now it displays as class int. It is a whole number. It is a non-fractional number, as I already discussed. And the next one is float type. For this, say I am taking another variable, say f, I am assigning a floating point number in decimal points. Now I am trying to fetch the type of f here. Let's see, it is of type class float. Now what is complex type? Here I am taking another variable and I am trying to assign a value to it. That is, for this, to assign a value, as I said, you need to assign like this, say some 8j. See, if this is of complex type, if I will try to fetch the type of C, it fetches the type as complex. Now we'll see what if we'd like to convert from floating point to int. For this, we already have value 2.5 in variable f. Now let us see how we can convert this. Say I am taking another variable, say b1, and I am converting into int, say int of f. Now if I'll print b1, we'll see that it is converted into f, and we see that the value 2 is displayed as output instead of 2.5. Let us see if we can able to convert an integer value to floating point number. For this, we already have an int number in x variable, that is 10. Let us see how this works now. For this, I am taking another variable, say z, and for this we need to use float of x. It is converted now. Let us try to print the value of z. We see that it is displaying a decimal number 10.0. What if I would like to convert an integer value to a complex number? How this will work? Say I am assigning another variable, say v is equal to some 6 or 7. Now I am trying to get complex number, convert to a complex number. For this, I am taking a variable c2, need to type as complex of, say some some z comma k, or some b1 comma k. Here we have v. So it is converted. Now see, if I am trying to print the value, it displays 2 plus 7j, because b1 has the value 2 and v has the value 7. So this is how we can work with the type, numerical type data types, that is int, float and complex. Let us try to understand how we can work with Boolean type. As I already said, these are based on decisions or used to evaluate some expressions. That is, it uses only two values, true or false. For instance, here I am taking a value as a is equal to 4 and b is equal to 6. If I use a less than b, it is the expression, it is fetching the value as true, because a is less than b, that is 4 is less than 6, which is correct. If I take the reverse way, say b is less than a, it is giving the value as false. This is how we can work with Boolean type. Also in Python, we use true as to be represented as 1 and false to be represented as 0. So here we can see that if we type int of true, it is giving the result as 1. We can also alternatively, we can also check for false. Int of false, it is giving as 0. The other data types are test types, which are string type data types. So here I am taking a string as, say Srini, and assigning to variable str. So here if you will try to fetch the value type of str, let's see, it is fetching the type as string, str type. So similarly here we can also work with the sequence data types, that are list, tuple and range. That we already discussed about the list, so I'm not stretching much more here. See, I'm taking as my list as variable. As I already discussed, we can use square brackets to store a list. A list is ordered. since when we fetch the values, all the values are displayed in an order. It has an index, so we can retrieve any value, as I already explained in my previous sessions. Similarly, a list can be changeable. So my list of 1 is equal to 20 if I assign, and if we display the list again, we can see that the value is 22 is changed to 20. And if we can also fetch the type now to see whether it is giving the correct data type. Yes, it is displayed as list now. Then coming to tuple, as I already explained in my previous session, tuples uses normal brackets to store the values. If I fetch the values of tuple, these are ordered again. It has an index like list I have just explained. But these are unchangeable, hence it is giving the error. Then coming to range or a set of values used to return a set of values by default starting from 0. For this, we can see that how we can work with it. See, if I take range of 10, the range of 10 represents all the values 10 starting from 0, that is the first 10 numbers starting from 0, that is 0 to 9. We would like to display these numbers. Range of 0, 10. So that is the range. For this we can use list of range of 10 to fetch the list. That is, as I just explained, it fetches or returns the numbers, that is the first 10 numbers from 0. Also, we can also use to retrieve numbers starting from a specific value. That is, for this, let us see an example. If you like to print a range of values starting with 2, ending with 10, and the another value if we give, it is the difference, with the difference as 2. Let us see how this works. Yeah, we can see that 2468 is printed at the output. The other type of data type is set type. Set I already discussed. It uses curly braces to store the values. It is stored. If I retrieve the set, it retrieved in a different order, random order. That is, these are not ordered. Okay. If I try to fetch a particular value using the index, these are unindexed, these are unordered because it retrieved a random order. And if I try to change a value using equal to assignment operator to a different value, say 76, these are unchangeable. So I am also covering all the properties of different data types which I just covered, and we have other data type known as none. So this is like other languages where we use null there, here we use none in Python. So if we assign a none value, it resembles no value in it. If I try to retrieve the value, it displays nothing. So this is the none data type. And dictionary type. What are dictionary data types? As I just explained, these are used to store values in order of key value pairs. That is, for every value we'll define a key or name attached to it, which is a unique value. Hence here we use sets, as the values will not repeat again. For instance, as I just explained, for example, there are different people who use different cars, different laptops, okay, different computer systems manufactured by different companies. For example, Srini, I am using a laptop of manufactured by IBM. Say Ram is using a laptop manufactured by Acer. Say Hari, he is using a laptop manufactured by Dell. So here we see Ram is a key here, and the laptop manufacturer name, the company name, is a value here. So this is how a dictionary of values will be stored in it using dictionary data type, and we can fetch what all values we required. So let us see how this works and how we can work with dictionary data type. For instance, I am taking a value as a variable name d1. To understand the dictionary, as I explained, it uses curly brackets. I am passing the values. Sri is a key here. I am assigning, say I am using HP laptop. Say if I take another key Ram, and I am passing the value for Ram, say he is using Dell laptop. We need to use single quotes as these are string data type. And say if I consider another user Hari, another person Hari as a key, say he is using, say, Acer laptop. Now our dictionary is ready. If you will try to print the dictionary values, we can also do it to print as the values which are passed here. We can print the key values separately, and the values as keys as separate and values as separate. Let us see how this works. For this, I need to query as d1.keys. It fetches only the key values, that is Sri, Ram and Hari, as these are the keys. And if you would like to fetch the values only, this is also possible. Yeah, here HP, Dell and Acer are the values. This is how we can fetch these values. We'll try to fetch the values of D. It will fetch the dictionary values as I entered before. What if I would like to fetch a specific value, that is a specific key, say for Sri or Ram? So for this is also possible. I can use D1 of, say, Sri. This is giving an error because I have typed it wrong. D1 of Sri. Typed SRR, so it error. It fetched HP. Alternatively, I can also use a method known as get. D1.get of, say, I am taking Sri again. It fetched HP again. This is how we can able to work with different data types, as I have shown multiple examples here. That's it for today's session. These are some useful URL links related to Python tutorials. Thanks for watching my video. Happy learning. Have a good day.